Advice on marriage problems with my wife. Am I wrong, being controlling, or justified in my feelings? This could be a long story. I'll try to sum it up. Me, 37 years old, M, and my wife, 32 years old, F, have been married almost 8 years, been together 10 years. My wife has been telling me for over a year she wants to make new friends, and I'm okay with that. About 7 months ago, I found out my wife had met some friends through a website called FetLife and went to a BDSM club. She swears to me no infidelity happened, and I believe her, but I still struggle and have feelings of betrayal with the fact she felt the need to hide that part of her life or newfound interest from me. She has said she felt shame about this new interest and wasn't ready to share that with me yet. We ended up working it, went to a handful of marriage counseling sessions, but she, as well as I, decided to quit. She did end up blocking all her friends she met from this scene despite her being upset about that. Fast forward to present day, and for the last month or so she has started going out to bars with her younger sister, which is totally fine. Never had an issue until the last time they went out. She ended up coming home around 4:15 a.m. Past 2 a.m. when bars close here. I was slightly upset just because it's not usual behavior from her to come home that late, but at the same time I understand she wants to have fun with her sister. From my understanding, it's not just her and her sister going out. They've met a group of her sister's friends out, some other girls and guys included. She ended up getting the Snapchat for one of them. Let's call him Joe. According to her, Joe is the best friend of the guy her sister is trying to get with. We'll call him Busty. Honestly, I've never been the jealous or insecure type, but because of what happened 7 months ago, I'm still dealing with some insecurities, so a few days later I asked to see her Snapchat. Nothing in the convo would raise my eyebrows, all innocent stuff, like her snapping pictures of food, him sending a picture of the moon, she sent him a photo of tornado damage, etc. To her credit, the message thread was not that long. My issue was, at the bottom of the conversation thread it said, she deleted 3 chats, which would have been from that night they went out. This obviously raised my concerns a bit because my thought process is, why delete a message if there's nothing to hide, even if it was intended for someone else? Despite what she thinks, I'm not jumping to the conclusion of her cheating on me with him. I love my wife more than anything, and I do trust her despite what was kept from me 7 months ago. But from an outside perspective, it does seem weird to have deleted chats, and it seemed they were from late at night or early morning based on when I looked at the snap convo. She told me that she was drunk, and the snaps were probably meant for someone else, which is why she ended up deleting them. I ended up asking her why we don't just all go out together, because I think it would be fun to go out with a group of her sister's friends, my wife and I. To me, it felt like I'm being excluded because when I asked why we don't just go out together, she seemed like she didn't want me to come along with her, as she said it's girls' night with her and her sister. When I confronted her about the snap convo with Joe, and she immediately got very upset and screamed at me, and it eventually led to her yelling, "I can do whatever I want." This really upset me, and I ended up walking home as we were in the car about a mile from the house. Now we've decided to start sleeping in separate bedrooms for the time being and reassess in a few days. Her side of the story is that she keeps telling me I'm keeping her from her freedom, which is definitely not my intention. I don't expect to go everywhere 24/7 with my wife, and I know in healthy marriages, sometimes people need some time away from their spouse. I completely understand that. It would still be nice to at least get an invite extended, since, to me, it didn't seem it was truly a girls' night. I may not have even gone if I was invited, but an invite would still be nice. I try to involve my wife in as much as I can since we're married. I feel like when you're in the weeds of everything, sometimes it's hard to decipher who's in the wrong versus right. Am I overreacting? Being insecure? Controlling? Am I still dealing with past dishonesty clouding my judgment?